All right, this is going to show how to export questions. Now, within Moodle, it's pretty easy to go to export in the quiz function and say that you want to move an entire category from that question bank. So you go to the question bank, and wherever that category is, the category that holds all of your questions, then it would move all of those at once. However, if you want to just move one or two, or just not very many, and you don't want to move a whole category over, then there's another way to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the quiz that I'm looking at itself, and I'm going to come over here, and of course there's two settings here. There's edit settings, and that is how the quiz is set up, which is what we're looking at right now, but it would give me the controls for that. Or I go to edit quiz. So I'm going to go to edit quiz. That will show me the actual questions if there are questions, and there clearly are. What I can do here is I can come up here and I can click not the gear icon, but rather I'm going to click the preview icon. If I hit the preview icon, it'll open the question, but you'll also see that I can now download it in an XML format. I'll have to remember that's how I downloaded it, but I'm just going to click here and say I want to download it. And then it's going to say it's going to want to name this as the entire question is the title. That's fine with me. So I'm going to go ahead, and this I've already done before, so I'll just do another on that, and I'll override it. And now this is going to live in the folder where I put that. And when I want to upload this, I can. Okay, I can also do that for these, all of these. Now, if I had them all in the same category, I could just download a category, and I could use XML or ACAN format. And there's a third thing where you can do it with Word, but I won't get into that today. Okay, so now there I am again. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to say download this question in Moodle. I'll just download it with the entire text of the question so I know. And there, that one's done. So this is going pretty fast. And if I just want to do a few of these, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the other class, and I'm going to import them. And to import these, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to be working in a question bank, and I'm going to have to name the category, and I'll make it probably a category beneath another one, because these basically will nest inside of one another. I'm going to go to, I want to import, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and go to categories. And I say that I would like to create another category, and I don't want to make under the default to make this a subset of the test we're working on. So this is that test right here, and then that's the parent category, and I'm going to call this one additional 7 questions. Okay, add category. Okay, so now I have a category into which I can import it. So I'm going to say import, and I want to make sure that I'm in the correct category that I just created. Okay, now to import these, what I'm going to do is I have already selected the category. And now it's going to go back to questions, but I'm going to go back to import. It'll keep clicking out of that tab. And now I have already done 4 of these, but every single time I'm doing the same thing. I'm saying it's a Moodle XML import, and I'm saying it's the category is the one that I created. And then I'm going to say right here that I'm going to drop and drag it here. If I choose file, I have to separately title it. So that's sort of a nuisance. So I'm now going to pull the 5th one over here. I'm going to then have to import again. And then I hit continue, and now I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those there. So now that I have exported them, I've created a category where I can find them, and then I've imported them into the other test. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add them to this test that I have already created at the very base of it. So what I'll have to do, of course, because this quiz is now open, I'll come up here, and I won't go to edit settings, but rather I'll go to edit quiz. And then I'll see all my questions, and I'll go to the bottom of that, and what I'm going to see there is the ability to add questions, of course. And I hit add, and it says how do you want to add them? I want to add them from a question bank. And it turns out that I have a question bank right here, and I'll find the one that I created earlier. It's at the top. There's that, and look at that. There's additional 7 questions. There they are. And they'll show up here. Perfect, just exactly what I wanted. I'm going to choose all, and I'm going to go add selection questions to quiz. Alright, so I have imported those, and you can of course change the question sequence really easily here. And I just want to make sure that those imported in this same order I selected. In this case, it actually turns out they didn't, but you know, you mess around with it a little bit, and it'll be exactly what you like. So you can move individual questions over. It's a little bit involved, but the second or third time you do it, it shouldn't be very hard. Have a great day.